It's time for the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games at Southern Utah University in Cedar City. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of a Utah sports tradition at utahsummergames.org. Participate in over 50 sports around the state. Then plan to join the opening ceremonies Friday, June 5th, presented by State Bank of Southern Utah. Register today to participate in the 40th anniversary season of the Larry H. Miller Utah Summer Games.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm going to give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car's gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
It's time to break down the biggest stories of the day. This is the top 3 stories of the day on KSLSports.com. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake Scott, Ben Anderson. Are we going to talk about the video later on in the show?
Which video?
The boat rental video.
Oh, I haven't seen the video.
Or did we put that in top 3 stories?
I haven't seen the video.
There's a video.
Oh.
Well, maybe we'll save that for later.
Okay.
Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini rented a boat. We found out that news yesterday. In fact, Christian broke into the show.
Yeah.
I mean, he said stop everything immediately and told us about the boat rental agreement.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
she is pregnant.
It's as awkward as you would imagine because she looks absolutely 7 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And they're getting on a boat.
My wife was 7 months pregnant 2 months ago, and I can't imagine trying to get her onto a boat.
Onto a boat, and, heaven knows what they did on that boat.
Fished, as we decided.
Yeah, fishing.
Went fishing.
But yeah, the video I thought was as awkward as you would imagine. Just this extremely pregnant lady shuffling around a dock.
Now, I do believe this is real. I am so skeptical now with AI videos and how good they are of things that will come out.
Well, that was TMZ put out the video,
Correct.
So you would imagine that they'd
vetted it well.
Before they paid for it, yeah. So, anyway, maybe we'll have to get to that later on the show. Maybe not, but it is as awkward as you would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, it's time for the top 3 stories of the day at KSLSports.com, brought to you by J. Brooks Jewelers. Cherish your love with J. Brooks Jewelers. Explore their expertly crafted engagement rings made from the finest materials. J. Brooks Jewelers. All right, Christian, where do you want to start today?
Number 1, this from Front Office Sports. Quote, most Big 12 schools are turning down the Redbird.
9 of the 12 schools are not accepting the line of credit from this Redbird capital that essentially gives you some leeway on spending money that you do not yet have, hence line of credit, that you can then pay back. And as of today, Texas Tech, Colorado, Iowa State, Baylor, Cincinnati, Houston, TCU, Central Florida, and West Virginia have all told their local outlets they are not going to be accepting it. Kansas has not yet decided. Arizona State, BYU, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and Utah have not responded to the Front Office Sports requests.
When was that written? Ben, any idea what the time was?
Let me see if I can pull this up.
As of a couple of hours ago, that's why I say Sports Business Journal is saying that BYU and Utah are on the list of not
taking it.
Not taking
Okay.
it. So what, let's see here. Sports Business Journal says TCU, Baylor, Houston, BYU, UCF, West Virginia, and Utah have passed.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. Maybe Front Office Sports is behind, or maybe Sports Business Journal is fake news. I'm not sure.
I think Sports Business Journal generally does well, but what is that? Then that brings it to 11?
Redbird. A lot of the reasons these schools are passing is they don't want another voice in the room. And I thought this was interesting from Sports Business Journal. A lot of the universities are saying if they needed money, there are actually better avenues to get it.
I totally believe that.
You can borrow money with less risk than this because they're worried if they default, then Redbird can sue and they can take equity instead of cash. So all of a sudden, So it's risky. So most of the schools, it appears, are passing.
Good. Right? Like, if you don't have the money, don't take the money. This is very kind of simple economics. You're not buying a car. You're not, I do believe, obviously, if you're building a new building, you need a new stadium, you need a new arena. You probably don't have the cash on hand to spend the money for that. So you borrow some money and you'll pay it off over time. But what do you have in the end? A building. Borrowing money for payroll to pay your players, those players leave and you don't have it anymore. There's no building there. There's no sustaining force. Ideally, they win, but if they don't win and you don't get the money back from them winning and taking you to the college football playoff, then you really just didn't get anything. So you're getting a payday loan to pay off payroll, which is just such a bad idea. If you work for a company and your boss says, hold on, I have to go get a loan so I can pay you this weekend, you're in trouble. You need to leave that company. So I would be really worried if all of these schools were signing up for it, which is why, again, you and I are a little skeptical about Utah's Otro Capital deal and what money they're using that for and what are they actually paying for with Otro Capital. Is it just to retain Bird Ficklin?
Oh, I don't think it's going to players at all.
Okay, if that's maybe better, I would hope. You're not paying players. I hope you're not borrowing money to pay this fleeting talent pool that once you run out of money, you have to go out and find more for it?
It's not a better or worse thing, honestly, because you've got to cover your budget before you start thinking about paying players. So if you were using the money to pay players, it'd actually be better because then you've got the rest of your budget covered. If you're taking this dough to cover your nut, then that's way worse. Then you're certainly not paying players. I would guess that a lot fewer universities are actually using rev share to pay players than you would think.
Hope so. I would hope there aren't universities that can't pay for the school but are paying for the players.
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet there are some.
But you know what? Universities and budgets are a wacky thing.
Yes, they are.
Not just in sports, but overall a wacky thing.
And also, we talked about this yesterday with Shark Tank, Mark Cuban. The athletic director at Indiana comes to him and says, we're really good. We're just a quarterback away. We need $2.6 million. And he says, sure, I can do that. That's fine. Well, the athletic director and the head coach, who's more powerful even than the athletic director in a lot of situations, including now Kurt Signetti or Kyle Whittingham when he was here at Utah, probably Kalani Sitake at BYU, you would hope they care about the budget of the school and the finances of the school, but their job is not dependent on whether or not the school pays its bills. Their job is dependent on whether or not they win on the football field. So if a college coach, who is a lot of times, almost exclusively, the highest paid state employee or the highest paid employee at the university, and has so much sway and is a celebrity and is a star and is beloved by at least a portion of the fan base and boosters, comes in and says, hey, I need that money to pay for this guy, and it's going to make us look good, when really he's just trying to protect his own job, I fully believe there are people who are getting money to pay for players that probably should be going elsewhere. No doubt that that's happening.
I actually think I'm switching on this. I think Utah should borrow as much money as they can mob style, and then when they're finally tapped out, just burn it all down.
Okay. Insurance fraud?
Yeah. Isn't that the scheme?
Again, you need to have a building to burn down.
No, the whole thing.
You can't burn down players.
Like the Huntsman Center.
Sure, that's fine.
The football
but
stadium.
But you have to have a building to burn down. That's why you don't borrow money for payroll.
Just leave the Eccles Tennis Center, and then everything else has to go.
Okay.
It's a nice facility.
Is that by the swimming pool up there?
It's across the street. It's right next to the football facility.
Okay.
No, I don't think that'll work. I'm just kidding.
So I'm glad these schools aren't borrowing this money. Hopefully it means, A, they feel sated. They feel like they have enough money and they don't need more. I don't actually believe that. I think you're probably right. They just have more efficient ways of getting it with maybe lower interest rates to pay back.
If I'm Bert, though, I'm never listening to a complaint about budget ever again.
Yeah, I put out $30 million
I got
in
it
front of you.
I lined up Redbird, guys. What do you want from me?
You said you've got the money, and I'm happy for you. But yes, I sold my soul to get Redbird on the on the hook, and now you won't borrow their money. And they're mad at me because they're not getting any interest payments off of this.
Sorry, Bert. It was a bad deal.
It just feels a little bit like a Ponzi scheme if you're not careful. And so I'm glad most of these schools aren't taking it.
Shout out to Chad.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did you have to fight a dragon?
Nope, she bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
Next.
Number 2, NBA playoffs. We got a couple more game 2s tonight.
Cleveland, back in action against the Detroit Pistons. They did not look great in game 1, and they still almost won it, so they shouldn't feel completely downtrodden about their performance in game 1. James Harden's got to lower his assists. Donovan Mitchell's got to shoot a little bit better, make some better decisions in the fourth quarter, and handle the toughness. They need to get anything from Evan Mobley. I didn't think they got much in that game.
You need something from Jared Allen, who I love, and who was awesome in the final game of their first round series. What do you have, Ben? Like 22 and 20 or something? Was it 18 rebounds?
Just absolutely smoked that dire front line of the Toronto Raptors. I think Jared Allen stinks.
Something.
I think Jared Allen might stink.
You don't like Jared Allen?
He's fine. He's like an ultimately fine player. I know he's made an all-star game. I just think he's kind of like the 15th best center in the NBA.
Oh, so, that seems way low to me.
I just don't know if he does anything special. He's like big and he's athletic and he can catch some lobs and plays really well with James Harden and do some screen and roll stuff. But
he's kind of an old school center. He's certainly not a shooter.
Yeah, and he's fine. I mean, I'm not denigrating him. He's a starting level center in the NBA. He's not.
You said he stinks.
Well, if you're betting on Jared Allen or you need Jared Allen to beat the Pistons, you probably need more from somewhere else first.
But that's exactly what they need. They need their big guy. They're getting beat up.
Yeah.
Honestly, they need Jared Allen to have a great series.
I don't know if he does that, period. I'm not waiting for Jared Allen to grow the tough gene and figure out how to be, a star in that sense.
We have a Pistons-related love triangle story that we need to get to a little bit later on in the show.
Excited to hear this.
It's a good one.
Okay.
You will know all 3 characters.
All right, I'm excited to hear that. The problem with the Cavs is I think they might have at least 3 soft guys in their starting lineup and maybe 4. If you think Evan Mobley can't hang. You got to have one guy who's tough enough to hang on the floor with the Detroit Pistons. And, if that's Dean Wade, I think you're in real trouble.
I don't think you are excited to hear the love triangle story.
Is it Dean Wade?
No.
Okay. Well, I think it'll be all right. Well, no, he doesn't play for the Pistons. Yeah, he plays for the Cavs. So, I'm very excited to hear it.
Okay.
I love a love triangle. But I need the Cavs to play way tougher. Otherwise, it's going to be another very expected second-round exit. And then the Thunder, I expect to play even better against the Lakers in this
yeah, because LeBron's not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Long and short.
Yep. Yeah, LeBron is no longer Superman.
I don't even think in his prime LeBron would beat this Thunder team, honestly.
Yeah, he might not. This Thunder team might be better than that Golden State Warriors team.
Yeah, and his surrounding cast somehow with the Lakers is far worse.
Far worse. Yeah. He had 2 other Hall of Famers on those teams that were beating the Golden State Warriors, or that did beat the Golden State Warriors. So, yeah, he does not have that right now.
No, he does not. Now, you do love DeAndre Ayton. You hate Jared Allen. Love DeAndre Ayton.
I don't think the gap between them is as big as people think.
Oh, you're crazy.
No, I'm serious. I don't think the gap between those 2 players is... There's a gap there. Don't get me wrong. I would much rather have Jared Allen than Dominatin, who's, I think, just a year removed from a max contract, which was crazy.
Dominatin?
Yeah, that's his name. That's his nickname.
Dude, the fact that he got a max contract is exactly why the Jazz might be in deep trouble with Walker Kessler.
Well, it's why if he does get an offer that is a max deal, you've got to say no. You've got to be prepped to say, good luck. Because if the Pacers were saddled with that albatross, they were the ones that gave him the max contract, you just say, oh, good luck.
Tough to let that walk out, an asset walk out the door.
But you can't overpay a $40 million asset that's not worth that, even remotely. And that's what the Suns did, and then the Suns had to include good players to get off of him to get Yusuf Nurkic back, and then had to trade a first-round pick from the Utah Jazz to the Charlotte Hornets to take Yusuf Nurkic. I mean, we've talked about how championship windows close because teams take 90 cents on the dollar in 4 straight trades to get under the salary cap while still trying to keep a championship window open. The Suns were taking 20 cents on the dollar for all their players. I mean, they absolutely got killed and then owe all this money.
What's next?
Number 3. The 76-team NCAA tournament bracket was approved this morning. We got details on how that first round is going to look now.
Yeah, I am disappointed.
We knew this was going to pass. We knew what it was going to look like. And now it's looking like instead of just kind of the traditional play-ins, they're going to do a 12-team tournament. In the past, it was just a 4-team tournament. Now it's more of a 12-team tournament to get into these next playoff rounds, including 2 triple headers on Tuesday and Wednesday, with the official tournament starting Thursday and Friday.
That's great.
Yeah, it's just a cat in the wall. At the very least, I don't think it makes anything worse, but it certainly doesn't fix the problem.
Yeah, it does. It means
Cat in the wall,
it means that crappy coaches that have average years keep their job, which does make it worse. You have an average year in the Big Ten. You finish 10th in the Big Ten, but you can still point to it and go, "Oh, hey, made the tournament still."
Jeff Borzello on Twitter says the first 4 will be replaced, which is what we're talking about. The first 4, which is the 8 teams, will be replaced by a 12-game opening round. There will be triple headers on Tuesday and Wednesday in Dayton, and a second city yet to be determined. I know there was some push to make that Salt Lake City. Half of the 24 opening round teams will be the lowest seeded auto bids. Half will be the lowest seeded at-large bids.
Again, you have to pretend like you're making it fair.
Yeah, as we said, it doesn't solve any problems. It doesn't fix anything. I don't think it necessarily makes anything better. What it does make worse is it gives, 25 more teams now an argument that they should have been in? Mm-hmm. When 64 allowed 5, 6 teams, 7 teams to maybe feel like, hey, we think we really deserved a chance, and you didn't let us get in. You jump to 68, now that's 15 teams that feel like they should have gotten in, and you go out to 76 teams. And now, because you get farther away from the truly elite teams, every mediocre team feels like they have a real argument to begin. It's like, that's not really what the tournament's about.
It is now.
Yeah, it is now.
All right, we'll have more Jacob Ben for you coming up next. Don't forget, we will talk more NBA playoffs and the Cleveland Cavaliers at the top of the 3 o'clock hour with Cavs writer Jeff Schudel of the News Herald. And then the Bear, Andre Torney, will join us at 4. Stay tuned. Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
It's time to dig into doing with spring garden deals at the Home Depot. Save on plants like azaleas and hydrangeas to add a pop of color to your garden. Or grow a veggie garden and turn fresh harvests into feasts that bring everyone to the table. No matter your garden goals, the Home Depot has everything you need. Shop spring garden deals for 4 days at the Home Depot, now through May 10th.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did you have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.